Yeah, so while I was there, the ABC do this showcase every year that they audition thousands and thousands of actors, and they end up choosing a group where they put them through this full-on rehearsal process, and you get to work with a director who's done some stuff with ABC before, and then they put on a one-night stage show where you perform your scene live in front of all the bigwigs sort of in the industry, you know, all the major casting directors, the studio heads, agents, managers, you name it, they're all there. Because it's ABC now, people do showcases all the time in LA, and that's how talent tries to get noticed.
Right.
But if it's an ABC showcase, they know that they're going to have the best, so that's where people go. So I was invited to audition for this thing. Out of like 8,500 people who auditioned, I went through the rounds, callbacks, callback, mix and match, chemistry, read, this, that. Finally got selected in the final 20, which is great for someone who's been doing this for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Then we got put through our paces, did the show, and in fact my director, it's very funny, I don't know if any of you watch How I Met Your Mother.
I love that show.
Well, there was a character on How I Met Your Mother in the most recent series called Patrice, who was like a recurring character that was Barney had sort of employed to be his fake girlfriend, I think, to make Robin jealous. Well, the actress's name is Ellen D. Williams, and Ellen was my director, so I got to work with her, which was great.
Wow.
She's a lot of fun and like really funny and like.
So
really
what scene did you do for the?
Yeah, so it was funny. So I got paired up after all the mix and match. After the 20 of you are chosen, we then spent a week at the ABC headquarters, going through scene after scene, mixing and matching just to find the right chemistry with the right actor. And I ended up getting paired with this Australian chap, and the scene was a very funny scene. It was two guys giving the welcome speech aboard a flight, like, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard, your safety, this, that. And then we end up trying to outdo each other and getting into a massive fight with each other on the stage. So it was great, and the feedback was superb, but it was a great, brutal process with ABC, you know, the rehearsals, and you were rehearsing like 12 hours a day just for a 3-minute scene. And it was good, because the feedback was great, the show went off fantastically, you know, ABC say that they've been told it was the best showcase they've ever had. And which was nice is that the boss of ABC, the VP of casting, actually came down to the dressing room before the show, and she said, look, each one of you has been specifically hand-picked here for a reason that goes far beyond just this showcase, you know, to do with what other plans we have for you in the future with this network, which was good to know. And yeah, so now pilot season starts in January, and for those of you watching who don't know what pilot season is, it's sort of the period between January and March where all the new pilots have been picked up, the new TV shows have been picked up by the network. They'll cast them, they'll shoot them, and then some of them will be picked up and turned into seasons.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
So if you had like a sitcom you could be on, like what would be like your dream sitcom? Like on the existing ones right now, which one would you love to be a part of?
Oh, I really wanted to be on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I love that show. That's a ABC show as well. Mm-hmm. There's a new ABC show coming up called Mixology, which is going to be a mid-season replacement, which I read for in January last year. Okay. Obviously didn't get it. But they, yeah, so Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I really like. And I don't know if any of you watched The Goldbergs. I couldn't be on that show because I just don't fit in with the cast. But if you want to watch a show that is hysterically funny, watch that show, The Goldbergs. Another ABC show, but it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. And do you have like a favorite, like a film line or a dialogue that you love that you can do for us?
Yeah, I do. There's a few actually. My favourite film is Snatch. Okay? And Snatch has some of the greatest lines ever. There's a few lines that Tyrone, the big black, you know, henchman, he's there, and they sort of, you know, there's a few lines that they throw in with just typical British humour. It's like, you know, there's one where he was reversing into a spot, and he hit the truck behind him. And he's like, and they're like, what'd you do that for, Tyrone? He says, I didn't see it. And they all turn around and say, it's behind you, Tyrone. When you reverse, things naturally come from behind you. And he says, well, I didn't see it, it was too small. He says, it's a 4-ton truck, Tyrone. It's not as if it's a fucking bag of peanuts now, is it? And then there's a great monologue at the end when Bricktop walks in and he speaks to them. And he's talking about how to get rid of a corpse. And the exact lines of it is, and it's very funny because he says it in such a sinister manner, but the way he comes out with it is genius. It's like, you're always going to have trouble trying to lift a body in one piece. Apparently, the thing to do is to cut the corpse up into 6 pieces and pile it all together. Then when you've got your pieces, you're going to want to get rid of them, because it's no good leaving it in the deep freeze for your mum to discover now, is it? Then I hear the thing to do is to feed them to pigs. You've got to starve the pigs for a few days beforehand, and the side of a chopped up corpse will look like curry to a pisshead. You've got to shave the heads of your victims and pull out their teeth for the sake of the piggy's digestion. You could do this afterwards, of course, but I don't think you want to go sieving through pig shit now, do you? They will go through bone like butter. You need approximately 16 pigs to finish the job in one sitting, so be very wary of any man that keeps a pig farm. They will consume a body that weighs 200 pounds in approximately 8 minutes, which means a single pig can consume 2 pounds of uncooked flesh every minute. Hence the expression, as greedy as a pig. And that is one of my favourite monologues in any film, because it's just geniusly delivered, and you can obviously do a far better job than I can, but it was great.
That was great,
so, yeah,
and scary at the same time. Thanks so much.